The Icons of Real Estate Podcast. Are you ready to learn the proven money-making secrets from top-producing Icon agents? Ready to skyrocket your business? This podcast is for you. Tune in every week and find out how to implement proven strategies to 10 times your business. From $3 million to $30 million in just 12 months. Brought to you by the Masters in Real Estate Marketing, Arter SEO.
Welcome to the Icons of Real Estate. I'm Tim Calloway. We have a very special guest for you today, Tina Beliveau. Tina, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you for being on. Now, I know you work with coaches. I mean, you are a coach working with real estate agents and really uplifting their business. But before we get started with that, I have to ask, were you the 5-year-old young child tugging at your parents' pant leg saying, I just got to grow up one day and be a real estate coach? Or were you like others where they evolved into it? I'm just going to make that guess.
Oh, no, I wanted to be a celebrity. I guess,
You are a celebrity. What are you talking about?
real estate agents like to think they're celebrities, but I was like a
You
performer.
said that. You said that. I didn't, but okay. Yeah.
Hey, you just got to I call it like I see it, but
You do.
no, I sang, I danced, stuff like that. I wanted to be a performer. And I'm really creative, really love media, which kind of took off in like high school.
Right.
When, the internet and whatever was all just taking off. So yeah, I found myself in real estate but I always say like, I use real estate as like a vehicle to express my creativity and my passion. So I'm really into marketing. I love all things media, and I love selling houses too, but I've really found a way to kind of build a team and a brand that really expresses who I am. And it's been a good time, and it's been a 20-year ride now.
Wow, that's fantastic. So you did start out as an agent.
Really fast version of my story. I got into the business my freshman year in college as an assistant to a successful agent. I worked for her through college, graduated in 2007, planning to be an overnight success. And, it was such a wake-up call in the early days of just being young and needing to build a network from the ground up. I've always worked by referral. So I've, built my career person by person, just a ton of like time and energy invested in building relationships, and started growing a team in 2013 as my business was really building upon itself as far as like people starting to repeat and turn into listings more and more.
Right.
And built a really productive team. At one point, we were the number one producing team in my county, doing like 170 some transactions a year, all referral.
Nice.
Yeah. And I had a blast. And then I got a little burned out on the 7-day-a-week schedule of real estate, even with, good boundaries and a lot of strategy and leverage. And I got an opportunity to be a manager of a Keller Williams franchise. And I spent 3 years learning the business of brokerage building, recruiting, and being in an agent-facing capacity. And I fell in love with, I'm a business person at heart. I'm a marketing and business person. So I realized I love helping other business people even more than I love helping buyers and sellers. So
Wow, that's fantastic.
yeah. So I,
Entrepreneurial.
did that for a few years. Ultimately, I did not have like the freedom, and I'm like most real estate agents, I'm like just a free range animal. I don't like having a 9-to-5 schedule or anything. So like the brokerage business, at least that structure was a total non-match for me. So I moved on 3 years ago and really took all of those years of experiences I've had my team going the whole time. My team still produces. We did about 30 million last year, not, quite at the same production level when I was in the field, but I've been out of the field since 2016, just leading my team. And a big part of my journey these last 3 years has been reeling way in on how much I work. I work about 20 hours a week right now. I have a toddler. I have another baby on the way.
Congratulations.
I've launched my coaching arm. So I've really sort of taken everything I liked about real estate, but put it in a box where I'm really driving what I want to do and when I want to do it. So there's a lot I could tell you more, but that's my journey in a nutshell.
That's nice though. It's a lot of control you have now. That's the big part of it, right?
Yeah.
Controlling your career. It's not controlling you. That's the big part of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, now we've seen how you get into the business, what you're doing now. Let's talk about the future. Put on our prognostication hats and, tell me about what the future looks like and what you hope to do over the next 1 to 3 years.
Yeah. So, just to say one thing about my past,
Uh-oh.
this past fall, I launched my first official coaching course for realtors. So I can say more about that.
Yeah.
But it's called High Performance Realtor Academy, and it was very successful. So it's the kind of thing that I do, twice a year. So I'm in the middle of my second iteration of the academy. And this has been a great experiment, like everything in business, in my opinion, of being like, do I like this? Does this work for me? And I'm loving it. So I'm right now really actively visioning what it would look like to continue with the academy, grow it to be larger, but also even more valuable to the people that participate in it. So right now, I'm having a baby at the end of May. And then when I'm ready to come back to work in the fall, I'm going to launch another round of the academy and kind of just expand upon what I've been doing in a variety of ways and just continue my migration into the space of working even more as a coach, a teacher, a thought leader. And on my vision board is definitely to start a podcast for real estate agents. I've just been waiting. I'm a big believer in getting one piece of my foundation really systematized and leveraged before I do more and more. So I've been staying very disciplined about not starting the next new thing until I have the time and energy to do it. So podcasting's on my radar and growing my coaching business, and then continuing to maintain my real estate brand in the Baltimore area, which is the Beliveau Group.
Yeah, though, that's fantastic. I graduated high school there, or not distinctly in Baltimore, but in Columbia.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Small world.
Yeah, it is. It's a great area.
So tell me about your a little more about your coaching. When I say a little, you're like, well, I told you about it. Well, specifically without giving away the secret sauce, let's say. I mean, give me an idea of what do you look for a certain realtor at a certain spot in their career? Is there a sweet spot, or do you look more for, hey, this agent is new. I like to bring them in and set them for life, or what does that look like?
Yeah. So, I mean, a little bit about what the academy is. I'm what I refer to myself as a marketing Swiss Army knife. I really have a great understanding of a lot of things with marketing. And I'm definitely, someone who very much understands the business of repeat and referral, database building, and all of that goes into client acquisition in that realm. So people who are drawn to me for coaching, and I'm a total tactician. One of the things people say is, Tina tells me how to actually get something done, not sort of the high level of here are some ideas for you. I'm more all right, here's a playbook. Here are the templates. Here's exactly what I do. Here's all the mistakes I've made that you can avoid this time. So what I've done is basically distilled my best systems, tactics, and marketing practices, as well as some of my other systems that are more customer service driven and in technology and all of that, and packaged it into an immersive training program. So the people that are the realtors that do best in my academy have at least 3 years of experience. They're way beyond learning how to, convert their first leads and learn contracts and the MLS and all of that. And it's interesting. I find that the people that have been the most successful in my academy, it's a little bit of their mindset. There could be someone who is selling 15 homes a year and is a solo, agent who doesn't want to have a team, that really wants my systems and just knows that they aren't really strategic with marketing and wants to understand how to do that. But I also, because my systems are really from everything that I've learned developing my own team, I've had a lot of teams sign up. I've had a lot of top agents take the academy with their admin or director of operations, and they're really able to implement so much more just because they have the bandwidth. So I would say it's not about production. It's about people who align with my values. They want to be better at marketing. They don't want to waste time figuring out everything that I've figured out of the right systems and ways to have things be really sustainable. So those are the kind of people that love what I offer.
Oh, fantastic. I love the way that sounds. I think everybody especially in that is a sweet spot, that second, third year agent that really is, they've already cut their teeth a bit, and like you said, you don't want to teach them how to fill out line 1, line 2, line 3, but at that point they're ready to take it to the next level and really move forward.
Yeah. And my current academy, I have 20 people in it. Half of them have over 10 years of experience.
Oh,
And they're really looking to me as like a thought leader and a tactician on filling, various gaps with their marketing and their systems. So, yeah. And it's a lot of fun helping people who've been doing this a while that just want a jolt of fresh new energy and ideas, because real estate is taxing. We get beat up by, the day-to-day of clients and everything that happens. And I think that infusion of here's a different way to look at it. And that's the other thing. And I'll stop with that. But, having worked in like several big box brokerages and having had different experiences, I am someone that's more like, I did it all sort of that traditional way, like the way the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book outlines it. And I actually disagree with, 70% of it. And here's why. So people who are kind of like, I tried that big box stuff and I hated it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, good. We should talk. Because I've found that a lot of the thought processes out there don't apply, especially to women in real estate, even just the way you market and grow a team. There are so many successful women in real estate. And I think EXP actually, in my opinion, has the best platform of some really top women that are growing and doing it their own way. But the reality is there's a lot of the like best books and things people recommend are very male driven, which is not a bad thing. But when you're a woman, sometimes the way you build is really different.
Right.
And it's helpful to hear those tactics from someone who's like, I've tried all that stuff.
Yeah.
Let's talk about another way.
That's a valid point. I mean, I think about it, and I've over 300 shows I've done. And I know for a fact, at least with EXP, the top 2 teams in the nation are both run by women. And who really in 3-4 years went from, the 40 millions in business to, hundreds of millions, even ones over $1 billion. So it's amazing. And I look at that and I say, sometimes I do say why, not that it's just fantastic, but sometimes you say, what systems are they putting in place that other people are not necessarily men and women, but what systems, what did they do? What did Veronica do? What did
like Veronica, Go,
right,
Tina Call,
right. I mean,
doing really big things,
right. What do they do? And you want to know that. So that's what you have to do, is everybody's system, and then like have the book of everybody's system.
I know, right? Well, that's actually something I'm passionate about too, is I think there's no shortage of tactics and ideas in the real estate space. You can find them on podcasts, on YouTube from so many great thought leaders and all their different like forms of media. It's really like what I'm so obsessed with is like, what's going to be your own secret sauce and how can you uncover that without wasting too much time and energy, trying everyone else's way and not finding your own way of how to build and grow, and having like a solid menu of options where you can start to figure out like, what are your gifts that you can run with? Like, I'm really good at bringing people together. It's one of my superpowers. So I've found a lot of ways to bring people together in events, in Facebook groups, creating different communities. And like, I know that that's one of my gifts. And then I use it through all these different forms of media and systems to do that. And, if you don't have a type A bone in your body, like that's probably not your thing, right? Like it's something completely different. So I think having that guidance of how to discern what that part of you is that you're naturally really, really good at. And then how can you build on that where it is creating different funnels for your business,
right?
Or lead funnels, but you're not, trying to be 10 different people with 10 different funnels.
Yeah.
So just totally unsustainable to do things that way.
Yeah. It's like kind of the jack of all trades, master of none mentality.
Exactly.
For sure. So how would someone get in touch with you, Tina?
Yeah, I would say the 2 easiest ways would be to find me on Instagram at Tina Beliveau. I also run a free Facebook group called Relationship Driven Real Estate with Tina Beliveau. Okay. So those would be 2 places to connect with me directly. And then you'll kind of see my, my offers, my free classes and all the different stuff I do, and be able to kind of pick and choose what interests you from what I offer over time.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Well, I always, all my guests, I like to give them the opportunity to kind of take us out. I always say, you're the hit and I'm the DJ spinning the records. If anybody knows what records are still, but I know it's what I know. Take us out the last minute or two here and, you know, give us some positivity or something that's on your heart, mind, or soul that you'd like to share with the audience.
Yeah, I think what's on my heart right now is the value of being activity driven instead of results driven. The market has changed, especially in our area. It's still strong, but it's just things are very uncertain. I'm finding that I'm having a lot of conversations with agents where their first quarter isn't panning out the way they hoped. Their pipeline is very delayed. You fill in the blank. And one thing that I've been working on with my team and the people I'm coaching is getting back to being focused on the activities and not the outcomes. And what are the things you can do to really be starting conversations in any media and format that can help you start to just connect with more people and find more business through the process of being in action. And I did this. If anyone listens to this and wants to find me on Instagram later and ask me for this in my DMs, I just collated a list of like 2 pages, my best ideas of what's working right now for me to make outreach in ways that are creative, scalable, effective, and different than sort of just the boring playbook of like calls, notes, pop buys. That's kind of a Buffini thing, or, whatever the case may be. And that's all very wise, but like, I find that sometimes I need a new twist on an old concept to get going. So that's like one of my things is like, how can we bring some fire and like desire to like go do those things when you're, feeling like,
it's
been
like
a little tough.
It's like stoking the fire, stoking the
that
ember,
yes.
getting them reflamed, right?
Yep.
Good stuff for sure. Tina Beliveau, thank you so much. High Performance Realtor Academy. Thank you for being on the program. I look forward to catching up with you over the next 3, 6, 9 months. See how things are going for you. Of course, during that time, you're going to be having a child. So I probably won't be bugging you too much, but maybe by fall, we'll see how things are rolling out then.
Yeah, I'd love to reconnect then. And thank you so much for having me. It was great talking to you.
Have a great week, Tina.
Thanks.